The introduction of the polluted water vent has sort of derailed my normal planning. But before we get into a new plan, I just want to check the problem I encountered, which was it seems I accidentally severed the power cables from the hydrogen generators into the main grid. Oops. So the hydrogen has actually been backing up there, and it's almost backed up all the way to the hydrogen generators or to the oxygen production itself. If you'll see here, the hydrogen's all the way up to there. We're very close to actually filling that up, and if we do, we're going to start ending up with hydrogen popping out the oxygen supply, which would be unpleasant because then we'll end up with oxygen in our base. So as a bit of an emergency measure, I'm just going to start rapidly burning this to hopefully cut down on the problems. That should get the hydrogen moving a bit, though let's stay away from that rapidly blinking light. Oh, and we're also going to want to get rid of that pipe. I forgot to remove it when I added in the bridge. It'll let out a bit of hydrogen, but I'm okay with that. Uh, okay. That doesn't seem to be erupting just yet, but you never know. The new plan right now is I'm going to plan to go up to 16 dupes. I'm going to put on hold the full exploitation of the oil biome. Instead, I'm going to assign one duplicant towards digging a ladder down in a little bit. Instead, what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to put in another oxygen maker or electrolyzer setup. I'm going to pump hydrogen into the anti-entropy nullifier, and we're going to make sure that this is completely set up and done. Now, the reason I'm picking 16 duplicants is this vent slush geyser should give off at least 2 kilos of water. So once that starts erupting, I'll basically have enough water to run 20 duplicants if I wanted to. However, food-wise, it takes 2 hatches to support 1 duplicant. Well, that's a bit of a squishy number. You got to take into account at some point one of the eggs, instead of being cracked, will have to be hatched so it can make another stone hatch to replace the ones that die of old age. However, the ones that die of old age will get turned into barbecue. So roughly 2. I am currently going to be able to support 24, but that's not enough to support 16 duplicates. So I'm going to put in a 5th ranch down here, and then I'm going to increase the capacity on all of these to 7 critters. That'll allow me to support 35 hatches, which should comfortably allow me to support 16 duplicates. So that's the plan this game. Get the second one of these up and running, and get this up and running. First things first, I'm going to want to clear out some space here, because I'm going to need to put a hydrogen pipe down there, and I'm going to need to put 2 oxygen pipes down and a return flow right there. Oh, let's stay away from that annoying beeping. And those cables still aren't finished yet. While that's going on, we'll also put together our next food hatch. Get rid of that. Okay, we've cleared the hydrogen blockage. We've got the cabling replaced, do we? Excellent. We can stick these batteries back to what they were already set to. That's 90, 60. Okay, that's that all set up. Next, I'm going to want to, I'm going to need to remove this. So insulated tiles all the way. And there will be some diagonal building involved here. Yeah, I don't want to get in another duplicant just yet. One of the mistakes I made is I went up to 10 duplicants. I'm producing exactly 1 kilo of oxygen per second. My duplicants consume 100 grams per second, so I can support exactly 10 duplicants. However, that doesn't leave me any excess oxygen to, say, fill in gaps or anything I mine out. I'm basically going to start running short on oxygen. Well, my oxygen diffusers will pick up the slack, but they're not going to get me up to the required pressure or a high enough pressure as I would like. Start getting prep work in for this. We'll go insulated pipes actually. We need one going down, one going up. While that's going on, I also want to redo my piping a bit. I've been very, very sloppy so far, and I just want to tidy some of this up so it's not nearly as messy. Also, I'm going to replace some of these tiles here with regular tiles because they'll actually increase running speed. Okay, I'm going to want to crack the oxygen down here and feed it into these atmosuits. And I'm probably going to put in a second dock probably on this level or this level. I'm not sure which yet. But what that's going to require me to do is run an oxygen pipe through here. Now, how am I going to bring these down? I need to bring down 2 oxygen pipes, and I also need to bring down the hydrogen pipe. So let's say 1 oxygen pipe through here, another one through here. Yeah, that'll do for now. Yeah, that'll keep the little buggers busy for a while. That's an awful lot of igneous rock, actually. How much igneous rock do I have? 123 tons. Okay, now I really need to get these suits up and running. I want to get a duplicant out, 1 duplicant, just 1, and I want them to start digging down towards the oil biome. Doing the ladder down is actually kind of slow, so getting 1 duplicant assigned to it might not be a bad idea. However, what I want to do is maybe... Oh, there's a lot of carbon dioxide up there. I just want to fill up 1 suit. 1 suit should be fine. So I am going to do a little bit of a ghetto setup. Yeah, that should do. What I'm doing here is I'm just going to fast fill one of them with oxygen as quickly as possible, just so I have 1 suit they can use, and that 1 duplicant can go take care of my ladder down digging. Now, I still haven't locked Dog's body out of here. Okay, next up, deconstruct all of these. Okay, so this will be down, so... That should keep them busy for at least a little while. I've been having a hard time trying to keep up with them as they move through everything so quickly. Now, Dog's body. Do we need improved kindness? No. Actually, I'm pretty sure they've got everything they need to be decent. There's no point even getting them exosuit training. They're never leaving the base. No point getting them art before they go to specialist. No point getting them into farming or ranching. Improved building construction. No. In fact, there's nothing really worth getting for them except for maybe improved strength. So we'll cram them into that. Brains, Doug, you need to get into field research so we can find out what's going on with that. Unicorn we found earlier. And Art, Doug, you're going straight into exosuit training. In fact, I'm going to start marking people who have exosuit training now so that I can... Just makes it easier to figure out who I can send out on missions. Tinker Doug. No, you do not have it. Dog's body out. You are already exosuit ready. Actually, let's go to radiant pipe at the bottom first. Get in some of that wolframite. And then granite gas pipes for the rest. Now this tube down here, this is the one that's going to be bringing down the hydrogen that we're going to throw into the anti-entropy nullifier. That requires a little bit more complexity. These don't have any off button. You really have to control them by how much gas you put into them, which is, let me actually double check something here. Yeah, this takes 10 grams of hydrogen a second, which is both good and bad. Good in that we can put in 10 grams a second, but bad in that, oh, did someone just get sneezes? What happened? Oh, yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't have had them wandering around so much in the cold area, especially with all that water that ended up down there. Uh, let's be smart here. I should get rid of all that nasty water. Yeah. There's a bunch of carbon dioxide and chlorine down here. Oh, I don't want to have to pump that out. That's just painful. Now, what we're going to want here is a gas valve. We're going to want a gas pipe, insulated gas pipe. Hmm. Okay, this crazy monstrosity does have a purpose. What should happen here is if I have constructed it correctly, hydrogen will come down here and we'll try and go through this gas valve. But only 10 grams a second will be able to pass through. So the 10 grams a second is going to go up here. Let's exclude this output valve for a minute, or gas shut off. It's going to go through here, pop across this bridge, and then come back to the start. Now, because of the way this bridge works, that green feed-on thing that spits out gas, it will only dump gas into this area if there's no other gas already in here. So the 10 grams that are coming back along here will just come straight back in and get priority flow back in here, giving us this loop of 10 grams of hydrogen. Then when I want to turn this anti-entropy nullifier on, this shut-off valve will turn on and it will allow 10 grams per second through here and into the anti-entropy nullifier, meaning I'm getting my cooling going on. If I don't have this in place, what will happen is I'll dump gas in here, and then when I want to turn this off and I cut off the gas, I will have 1000 grams in each one of these tiles. So even if I only had 2 tiles of space before it went into the machine, that's 200 seconds the anti-entropy nullifier would stay on for, which is inefficient. So we'll stick in a temperature sensor here. And all we're trying to do here is keep this whole cold biome from melting because it's already starting. So we'll set that to a temperature of about 30 degrees, and that'll keep the anti-entropy nullifier on until that temperature is hit. Also, we can get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Actually, I might want to leave that, actually, now that I think about it, to about there. Now, are we missing anything? Nope, that's all done, all done, all done. Ooh, time to open those. Oh, I really don't want to kill those plants, but they are getting in the way. Yeah, it's worth it. What's going on? Let's check back on the hatches. Ooh, blueprint. 3 hatch eggs. Well, that's a bunch of calories. Both anemic anyway, so it's not worth it. Curative tablets. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered. My dupes are all better again. Ooh, skill points earned. Beastie. Yeah, exosuit training for you. Beastie 2. You're going to get into improved carrying. Dog's body. Oh, Beastie. Now you should be able to get exosuit training hat. Excellent. Dog's body 8. You've got those 2. You don't really need anything else, to be honest, but we're going to get you some improved strength to increase your carry capacity. And Dig Dug 2. Still a long way away from being more useful. Oh, we've got 0 critters, 4, 6, 6, and 5 of 20. That was a mistake. It should be 6. Okay. Now, how much igneous rock we got? 98 tons. Okay, I've been spending a lot of igneous rock. I may have to go on a little bit of a mining expedition once this is finished. Power. We're going to need to send power down to the entropy nullifier to power that switch. Actually, I'm not going to use this to power anything else. That should be fine. Oh, bad idea. This needs to be out of gold amalgam. Otherwise, it can get too hot in here. Excellent. Okay, and we're going to have to extend this power cable. And get the hydrogen down there. That's all we got to do. We've already built the actual pipe itself, so the hydrogen should pop along here and run down the edge. And this is all done as well, so we can finish that off. And we are almost ready to go. Nice. Now, this hydrogen up here, we're going to want to feed that onto the hydrogen line above. Oh, that's granite. Nope, igneous. Actually, we want to dump that out first. There's going to be a big mix of oxygen and hydrogen when it first comes out, if you recall. So let's plan for that. And let's decrease the amount of oxygen in the area. We want to actually decrease the oxygen pressure. I don't have space for a gas tank at the moment. Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh, and we're also going to need another way in here. Actually, we can go through the top. And at home, how's everyone doing? Oh, I totally forgot I was doing an emergency fill up on one of these. Okay, you can deconstruct that, don't need it anymore. And on this door, we are going to lock everyone out except one duplicate. That duplicate will be Dog's body. Or not Dog's body, Dig Dug. Where are you, Dig Dug? And we're going to give Dig Dug orders to. Actually, first we're going to get him to get some igneous rock. And then he is going to build a ladder all the way to the bottom of the map. One space for fire pole, one space for ladder. Okay, now this one seems to be a little bit overheated, but hopefully I can fix that problem later. For the time being, though, there's a bunch of floral germs here. So these floral germs will stop any bad germs, like slime lung, from getting in, or that's the theory. We're going to have to see how that plays out in testing. Now, I'll have you enable for a bit to clean out some of that. And are we just about ready to hook this up? Plumbing. We need to get in some water in here. This is going to give this priority, but yeah, I don't mind. These things will only consume about 1 kilo a piece, and this pipe can hold 10, and we're pumping in 5 kilos, so yeah, there's no real need to get fancy here. And I've made it out of granite, I'll just add that little bit of extra cooling. And we've already started to accumulate hydrogen down there, but it hasn't actually turned on yet because we have no power. To get power, we're going to have to get this hydrogen generator up and running. We'll disable you for the moment. And now we're going to run power from right over here into the system. That should give us the kickstart we need. I'm also going to want to seal this off. Yeah, I just want to get them straight into Exosuit training. Okay, we are ready to seal this sucker up. Oh, nope, I forgot the last thing. Time to take out the gunk. Why are you on? Oh, that's why you're on. I didn't actually set up any automation. My bad. We should have power down here. We want to set this to if the temperature goes above 30 degrees. Oh, the temperature goes above minus 30 degrees. Now, as you can see here, it's only sending in little 10-gram packets of hydrogen at a time. And just to demonstrate the system in full swing, what we're going to do here is, I'll turn that over. We'll just set that to below and turn it off. And now you'll see the hydrogen is actually just circulating around in a circle. But it's never actually building up much here. It just keeps flowing through. And the moment we send it to above again, starts throwing it in. That way we're only going to end up with an extra few seconds of activity after it hits the point it's supposed to. That now means we should have no longer any problems with cooling down there. That should eventually all just freeze up to minus 30. And how did... You know what? You can stay in there. You can live in there. It's fine. I don't mind. I've had too many Drecos end up in too many builds. Now you just got to make sure no one walls themselves in. And, oh, yeah, we also want to get that pipe out of there. That's the output pipe. How is there a big layer of polluted oxygen? Oh, yeah, I never finished walling that in, did I? And we're also going to want to put in igneous rock tiles here. Or insulated tiles here. Oh, and did we get this analyzed in the end? Yes, we did. Next activity, 10 cycles. Yep, that's perfect. I can live with that. And that should prevent any of that polluted oxygen from getting out. Now, how's the system looking? Okay, the hydrogen gets dumped out here for now, and we can crank it into the main hydrogen line once it's running clean. Oxygen goes down there, back up, and goes back into base, though we do have to hook that into the system. It's not actually hooked up yet. We also have to divert this line. So let's make this a level 6. Oh yeah, I forgot they were right beside each other. That simplifies things. Now we're going to get rid of all of these. Okay, how do we want to manage this? First, just rip this out. Yeah, I'm just going to want to rip you out. And you. Okay, and I'm just going to use granite for these because, well, it actually spits out gas quite nicely. Or it'll dump the heat out quite nicely. I don't really care too much about the heat. The cooling, I should say, getting out of here now that I'm this close. Now, the reason I've done this is it's forcing most of the oxygen to go this way. Well, all of it. Only overflow oxygen gets sent elsewhere. This is just going to allow me to actually fill up these exosuits and give them priority. Of course, that means my base isn't getting enough oxygen, but I haven't actually removed any of these oxygen diffusers, so they're actually picking up the slack right now, which is exactly what I want. And, oh, off you go, Dig Dug. He's been doing good work, solid work. Let's do this down here. Oh, make those fives. Oh wait, no, I made those sixes for a reason. This way he wouldn't get dragged into any other building projects bar these. Now, let's go back to our oxygen setup. Oh, actually no, I have to put an output pipe for this oxygen setup. Um, and we're simply going to have a second oxygen distribution system built off this one. It'll cover all the same spots, so it's not like it's a big deal, but oh, I really hate when you have to delete just one pipe in the middle of a bunch of other ones. Gas bridge, gas pipe, there we go. And it's going to be built pretty much identically. We're just going to split a few lines off this one as well. Yeah, who cares? No. This just needs an output so the oxygen has somewhere to go when it comes out of my electrolyzer setup. Otherwise, I'm going to encounter problems that it won't flow. Actually, granite. That's enough for now. Once a few of those get built, we can fire this up and get on with the day. How's the chilling looking down here? That was -9, I think, when I checked it first, so that's quite a big improvement, and it should keep going down. That should guarantee that we don't have this ice biome melting on us. And how's the hydrogen backing up? Yeah, we're not going to get any more hydrogen for our hydrogen generators until this pipe backs all the way up to here. I can live with that. Let's fire this sucker up. Copy settings. Yeah, the problem is here. You know what? Let's move some of this gas around. Should hopefully give us just enough pressure to clean out the system. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start dumping this mix somewhere. The hydrogen hasn't even out yet. There's still little bits of oxygen in there. Come on. It might be an idea to maybe dig out more space. It'll give us more places for the gas to go, which means this should work better. Excellent. Come on, hydrogen. Clear the lines. Okay, it looks like we're almost there. Time to start building in. Yes, yes indeed. We have cleared all the gunk out of that system. Let's make this a priority 6 build. And make you a deconstruct. Excellent. Okay. Did any hydrogen get into the oxygen flow? Nope. Perfect. What is that? Chlorine. Okay, we're actually liquefying chlorine down here. You know what? I'm okay with that. That just leaves more space for the oxygen, which is a better conductor anyway. Perfect. Might as well clean out the rest of this place while we're at it. Actually, igneous rock. It'll just give us access to some of these pinch of pepper nuts. Yeah, so we've got that done. Got these done. And we now have enough oxygen that we can actually add on another duplicate and still keep up with everything. Let's see, narcoleptic, no thank you. Bottomless stomach and unconstructive. Okay, that was all. They're all worthless. But I just got the oxygen for them. Oh yeah, we got a wheezewort. We can throw that in to add more cooling. However, do we really need it? No, we don't. And my calories are still going up. So let's get rid of some of these. Actually, let's get rid of all of them. I don't think we need those seeds anymore. And we'll make a seed storage area over here. Okay, so second oxygen producer is up and running and distributing oxygen into the base. The cooling is set up on the anti-entropy nullifier. And Dig Dug managed to get all the way down so we can now see the oil biome. So next up, oil biome. But for the time being, I think we'll just leave that here. I'll probably hook up some more suits and we're going to start hiring more and more dupes to take care of all of this. The reason I did all of this was if I get 16 dupes now, they'll level up in skills, and by the time it gets into later in the game, I'll have a skilled workforce of duplicants all quickly able to build and construct for me. Whereas right now I was looking at about 10 duplicants, which means my mid game would be a little bit slower. So I'm sacrificing a little bit of build time here to sort of catapult myself better in the mid game. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. I, of course, forgot something. You always forget something. So before I close this up, I just want to actually finish up the last of this, which is hooking up the oxygen or the hydrogen to this. So we actually have some hydrogen to dump into this hydrogen generator. That I'd kind of forgotten about. Also, I forgot to put in the automation wire. And we'll copy the settings from there. Perfect. Okay, that should be it.